Lastly, but certainly not least, as we ring out in the refrain that is said among people across the world and Puerto Ricans across the world, yo sí soy boricua.
Giant robotic tripods could be vaporizing New Jersey. Democrats would point out how the death lasers were disproportionately affecting low-income communities and people of color, and AOC would tweet, "Stop demonizing the Martian X community."
Imagine an over-caffeinated high school English teacher grading essays. That's what it feels like when Bill Maher dissects AOC's speeches. It's comedy gold spliced with brutal reality checks. Tonight, he's not just critiquing, he's tearing apart every dream, buzzword, and slogan she clings to. Spoiler, it's less about policy vision and more like word salad drowned in dressing. Stick around, because Maher's about to prove why listening to AOC on politics feels like karaoke without the lyrics. So who's on deck for the Democrats in 2028? Right now, it looks like Bernie and AOC.
See on the horizon for 2028 in the Democratic primary.
Right now?
Yeah.
Bernie and AOC.
No.
They got the biggest crowds.
That doesn't matter.
It won't sustain itself, but right now they have no leader. Okay? But this is the thing the Republican Party has to understand too. Both parties lost it.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit subscribe. It helps way more than you think. Anyway, the Democratic Party is at it again. Watching them is like watching someone touch a hot stove over and over, swearing this time it'll be different. First, there was Kamala Harris in 2024. Remember that masterclass in enthusiasm-free campaigning? Bill Maher was practically waving red flags back then, shouting, "This is a terrible idea."
His oldest Latino civil rights group came out against it, yet AOC keeps defending it, saying gender is fluid, language is fluid. Yes, and Latino voters are fluid.
But no, the party force-fed Harris to everyone like cold oatmeal. We all saw how that turned out. 4 years of word salad speeches and awkward cackles that had half the country reaching for the mute button. And now, because the DNC hoards bad decisions like Pokemon cards, their latest shiny pick is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC Bernie Sanders rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, this is not a symbol of freedom. This is.
The TikTok darling of progressives, the queen of social media likes, the congresswoman who can turn a sentence into a verbal pileup faster than a rookie driver at Daytona. That's AOC, and she's already being floated as the Democratic star of 2028. But Maher isn't buying the hype for a second. He's been around long enough to spot a political mirage, and he's practically begging Democrats not to stumble into another electoral desert chasing this illusion.
An 85% Latino congressional district on the border with Mexico, which had always voted heavily Democratic, flipped to the red team. And the campaign manager for the losing Democrat said, "We gave up a reliably Democratic congressional seat for no reason at all. We deserve to know why." Well, aside from your terrible attitude, I'm going to tell you why. Because these voters stopped seeing your candidate as...
The funny thing is, the pattern couldn't be clearer. Every time a young politician pulls a big crowd, the left treats it like the second coming. They get hypnotized by Instagram posts, TikTok edits, and thunderous rally applause, forgetting that none of it matters if you can't actually win elections. Maher, with his trademark smirk, nailed it. Democrats obsess over who looks exciting on stage, not who can drag voters to the polls. It's classic Coachella politics. Sure, Bernie can get cheers at a music festival, but that doesn't mean the country's about to hand him the presidency. And that's where AOC's hype train starts to derail. The second people stop swooning over her Instagram lives and actually listen, the cracks are impossible to ignore. She doesn't just misspeak, she nukes her own credibility in real time. One moment she's explaining unemployment by saying people work too many jobs. The next, she's reinventing economics like she just discovered supply and demand in a BuzzFeed quiz. It's like watching someone try to play chess while confusing the pieces with checkers.
message to you was, I'm an American now. I'm here. Be my lawyer, not the lawyer for the migrants showing up in my backyard. Every month I see a new poll reporting how much Latinos despise the woke term Latinx. It's about as popular with them as a reboot of Speedy Gonzales.
Maher's frustration is obvious because beneath all the firebrand speeches and flashy sound bites, there's nothing of substance. It's aggression dressed up as leadership, volume masquerading as vision, theatrics instead of strategy. She's more focused on delivering clapback moments for social media than offering any serious plan for governing, which is fine if the goal is to be an influencer. But maybe disaster is the Democrats' brand now. Just look at how fast AOC's rise has started to unravel. When your political strategy makes Cory Booker look like the adult in the room, something's gone very wrong. And Maher, ever the guy who lives to skewer nonsense, is just holding up the mirror. He's not even being cruel, just brutally practical. He sees the iceberg dead ahead, while the Democratic ship is too busy throwing a party on deck to notice.
Said it before, wokeness is not an extension of liberalism anymore. It's more often taking something so far that it becomes the opposite. Teaching kids not to hate or judge those who are different? Great. Proud we got there, all for that. But at a certain point, inclusion becomes promotion. And contrary to current progressive dogma, children aren't miniature adults wise beyond their years. They're morons.
Maher's message is simple. Stop chasing personalities who live for retweets and TikTok clips, because the voters you actually need aren't buying it. And let's be real, this isn't just about AOC's rocky relationship with facts. The entire brand of progressive politics she represents is starting to slip into self-parody. Maher pointed to rallies that went completely off the rails, like the time a Palestinian flag was draped over an American one and the crowd cheered as if it were the highlight of the night. You'd think someone on stage would step up and say, "Hey, maybe disrespecting the country we want to lead isn't the best idea." But nope, silence. And that silence said everything. Polls show more than half of Americans say they are embarrassed. Embarrassed, like America's the parent showing up at school pickup in Crocs yelling from the car window. But here's the kicker. If you're embarrassed by America, guess what? America's embarrassed by you too. That's Maher's point, and it's devastating in its simplicity.